guys, welcome back. Hope you all had a fantastic holiday season. It is now January 3rd, 2025. I hope you had a great Thanksgiving. I hope you had a great Christmas and New Year's. I certainly have. So I hope you did too. I know I haven't been posting much videos, but today I've got an update video for you, and we shall see what has been new, what has been the same, what has changed in the backyard here at the Hobbystead, and I'll show you what we got going on. Alright, first thing on the list, just because I started off standing here, I've put all of my rabbit tractors in a circle, and the dogs and ducks love to wander into the very center of it. I have this boy right here, a Muscovy male. I'm not sure if I've shared with you him in another video or different posts on my Facebook page, but his name is Forrest. I actually ended up rescuing him, basically. And what's funny is he does not like Jake. So he will make that hissing noise, I don't know if I caught it on camera, and only go after Jake. Like, Finn will be standing nearby, but he doesn't do anything about Finn. Like, watch, see? He just chills. Whereas when Jake comes around, Jake, come here. Jake ends up running from him. But I think it's pretty funny. He just kind of nips at him. But Forrest was abandoned as a newly hatched chick, and his mom didn't want to keep him anymore, so I ended up rescuing him, and he's been here ever since. I tried getting a couple more males, or a couple more Muscovies, but ended up getting all male, so I thought that was kind of funny. I have kept Forrest just because he was the first one, and he honestly was the prettiest one. But my two blue Swedish ducks that I had gotten back in June, I got them from Tractor Supply. They are both male. I've had the best luck with getting male ducks all year. So I've got those two males, I've got him, and then I was like, I need to find some females for these guys. So let me go show you the females real quick. So these girls are still kind of wary of me. There's three of them. Finn, back up. And they love to hang out by my tractor over here. So let me see if I can get a good video footage of them. We've got the little white one, a little white and brown, and a little white and black. So they hang around the backyard. So Curtis and I have taken the ducks out of the chicken run, so the ducks now have free range throughout the entire backyard. We finished doing the fence to the point where it actually keeps in animals. We haven't put up gates yet, but we put temporary fencing material in the gate openings, so that way nobody can escape. But they've just been roaming around, enjoying a lot of the space that they get. The chicken run hasn't changed much. I've had new chickens, I've had chickens that pass away, so let's see if we can meet everybody. One unfortunate thing that had happened was Charlie ended up passing away. It was an accidental passing. He ended up drowning in the duck pond. I was really upset about it because I ended up selling one of his sons the day prior, and if I did not have Charlie, I would have kept that son. But lo and behold, he ended up actually having another son who grew up with Forrest, and I thought it was supposed to be a hen, but ended up turning into a rooster. So this here on top of the stool is CJ, Charlie Jr. He's a really good guy, doesn't attack me, keeps his ladies in check, I've noticed that once we had, or when Charlie was still alive, and then he ended up passing, the ladies ended up getting really restless. So they started attacking each other and just being jerks. Once CJ here grew up, they ended up calming down quite a bit. So I love having a rooster around. I'm so happy that he is a very nice boy. He runs from me just like his father does. He looks a little bit body structure like his father, but his tail feathers are definitely a lot better. And he is half leghorn. He actually was an accidental baby because Cookie, that little girl right there, the Splash, she was going broody, and I tried to get her off the eggs, but she just wouldn't stand. So I ended up putting one of the white leghorn eggs underneath her because the white leghorns, they just started laying, so I was like, there's no way that they're fertile. Yeah, they were fertile. He was the only one that hatched. I think I had 3 eggs under her. He was the only one that ended up hatching, and she was raising him. And then I put Forrest in there with her, and she accepted him. And now he's taking care of the flock. But nothing really else has changed. I ended up losing another chicken. Not entirely sure how she passed, but I ended up just finding her here ice cold. So it was one of my original chickens that I had when I first started my chickens. So the oldest chicken I have now is Fox. She's preening herself underneath, right there, underneath the ladder. She is my oldest chicken. She came from the first McMurray hatchery order I got. She is the last one of that entire order. Everybody else has either become a descendant of ones that I've collected, or just I've collected them. But they're all doing pretty good. I believe I have 19 chickens right now. Haven't really kept track of them too much, but they're all hanging out and enjoying being in the backyard. One thing that I did change around here is the watering system for the rabbits. The hose you see coming off of the side there is actually connected over to the, I can't see it over here. Oh yeah, the faucet right there. So it has a float valve. I can show you in the other bucket. I'm not going to climb up there right now. But it has a float valve inside, so it stops like the water flowing while it's filling up. During the winter now, I have a pump, which is what you see this wire is from. It's just a normal like outdoor submersible pump, and it is circulating the water. So what's going on is it is connected to that clear tubing that's going up into the bucket. The pump goes attached to the tubing. The water flows down and over to the PVC pipe you see behind the rabbit cages right there. And then it continues up and around, and then the PVC pipe comes back into the bottom of the bucket. So it's a full cycle. The water being running constantly actually prevents it from freezing. There's no leaks, thankfully. I have the same setup, almost the same setup. So I don't have the other rabbit watering bucket that is supplying the tractors out there. That does not have a float valve, but it also does have the same setup that I can show you with the pump system pushing the water through to make sure that it does not freeze. We just got back from Curtis's sister's house, and we were there for a couple days. I think I put all this stuff together on Tuesday. It is now Thursday. No, today's now Friday. And the water had not frozen. It had reached below freezing during the time that we were gone. And when I came back, I was pleasantly surprised to find that there was still water in there, so the pumps did not burn out. But there was also constant flowing going on, and the tubings did not break or anything from being frozen. So that is very good news. I have since moved the chicken watering bucket over to the back side of the coop, just because this is where the sun hits it constantly, and with it being a black tub, it's obviously going to keep it warm so it doesn't freeze as often. I ended up also switching out some of the watering cups, because the old ones that I had, which were these ones here, it, I guess, froze at the section here and popped off. So it ended up draining the whole bucket, and they didn't have any water just for like a day, though. I caught it the next day. But they didn't have any water, and so I switched out these two. I'm watching this one to make sure that it does not pop off either, but it seems to be working pretty well. But this one is also connected with the float valve all the way over to the faucet that I have over here. Now, the faucet during the summer, I keep it on. That way they're constantly getting water for the rabbits and the chickens here. But during the winter, I turn it off and only turn it on when it's warmer to make sure that everybody's filled up. So I filled it up earlier this morning, but this is the float valve that I was telling you about, that I also have the same one up with the rabbits. So it stops filling. It keeps it at the height that it needs to be, especially during the summer. And it has been super helpful for a couple months now. My rabbits have also changed. I've kept a couple rabbits from my last litter that I had, one of which I kept kind of by accident. He just never was picked up, and he was too cute that I didn't want to get rid of him. This here is Domino. That's the first name that I really came up with. And he is a sweetheart. He is a product of Pearl and Snoot. So he should be a pure New Zealand, but Pearl did not come with papers, and it was only word of mouth that she was in New Zealand. So he is a product of that breeding. He also, I'm pretty sure, is bigger than his father. So that was a good surprise. But he's a sweetheart, and hopefully he's going to be a father in the next couple weeks. But we'll see how that goes. One other thing that I've changed, just because I'm doing it right now, is I changed up their clasp, the locking mechanism on the cage doors. So I made these myself. I found the YouTube video on how somebody had made them. I will link that in the description, the YouTube video I used to make these. And they work amazing. I switched them out on all of the cage doors, and I have never been happier. It's a lot quicker to open them, it's easier, and it's, I guess, almost foolproof as long as you make sure that it's clasped. But it's very, very helpful, and I'm super happy that I ended up doing this. What's interesting was this is actually leftover material from the fencing material that we used to put up the fence in the backyard. So I actually have quite a bit of extra material, and at some point when it's a very slow night or a very, I don't know, boring day, I'm going to try and make more of these just for future, or if anybody ever wanted any. I'm not sure how I would do that, but I'd probably sell it over at the flock swap that I go to. But that was Domino. So this here is Tammy. She is a product of Snoot and Amber. So she is half New Zealand, half Rex. We ended up keeping her because Curtis liked how she looked. I think it's chestnut. I'm not entirely sure. But very pretty coat pattern. She is old enough to breed, but I haven't bred her just yet because I bred a couple others and I don't want to have too many babies on my hands. But she will be part of the next cycle of babies that get delivered. Hopefully, we shall see, but only time will tell. You all remember Snoot. This is him, all in his glory, chilling out up in his cage. He's, like I said, he looks like he's smaller than Domino, but he's still a good boy. He hasn't bit me like his dad has, so that's always a good thing. And this is Opal. She has decided that she wants to rearrange her cage and move everything around. So, I mean, as long as she's happy and having fun, I'm okay with it. But I kept her back. She is the same, or she's a pure sister of Tammy. And I asked people what coloring she was, and everybody said that she was an opal coloring. So she's not a blue like her dad. She's got some like tinges of brown and such in there, but she was very, very pretty, and I wanted to see what she would end up giving me for babies as well. But she has not been bred. I tried to breed her, but she was not having it. She got scared and wasn't lifting and just wasn't having it. So we'll try again next time. Nothing has really changed in the run, except maybe I got more stuff going on. I got it a lot more cluttered, I guess you can say. But the chicken coop, nothing else has changed. I still have the sand in there as bedding. I believe I'd posted up some, what do you call it? I posted up some updates on my Facebook page. I might have done one on YouTube as well, but I ended up changing out the bedding in there to sand. So now the whole coop is treated like a litter box, and I absolutely love it. It doesn't stink as much. There's no place for rodents to sit and hide under the straw or anything like that, and it's just all around a lot better. I know I said I was going to start off with the tractors, but then I ended up talking about the ducks because they were in the picture. But I ended up moving the tractors around into a circle, and they are all connected together. So I have in here a pump, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. So the pump in the bottom there is connected to this hose here, so water flows from the bucket up into this pipe and continues along the entire circle here, providing water to everybody, and then goes right back in through the bucket down at the bottom there. So just same thing with the rabbit hutch system. It has not frozen, it still had water in it, there's no leaking, and it works amazingly. I've tried to do this in the past, but I ended up having pumps that burnt out, and it was just me testing out the waters, pun intended, and it ended up not working as I planned, so I'm trying it again, and so far we're having a good success. So, this is who's out in my tractors. This here is Aritu. The name, it's from the other rabbit that I had who was the same coloring as her. A friend of mine, she wanted me to name one of the rabbits that I had a while back, Ari. So I ended up having a rabbit that was black tip or gold tip steel, the same coloring as this one here. and she ended up having a litter for me, but passed away. I honestly don't know how. Um, I really couldn't tell you. She, like, all of her babies were on the wire, and she ended up passing away the day after. So, miscarriage, I don't know. Something happened. But I ended up in one of my videos tanning her pelt. So I ended up getting another gold tip steel, product of Snoot and Pearl. So her and Domino are from the same litter. All I know is that I was super excited to get another gold tip steel because I wanted to see what other colors I could get. And so now I have RE2. So RE number 2, but that's her name now. It's RE2. And I ended up breeding her. Now, hang on, don't go into the comments and yell at me or whatever, because I know I'm not supposed to do this normally, but it's okay from what I understand, and I've never done it before, so I was curious to see what would end up happening. So don't go roasting me about all what I just did. But I ended up putting RE2 and Domino together and breeding those two together. So Domino, like I said, they're both from the same litter. Yes, I put them together. I bred brother and sister together. I am very curious to see what I would get. One thing about Domino is that he also has some gold tipping or ticking on the tips of his fur hair follicles. One thing with Domino is that he also has some gold ticking on his fur, just like RE2 here. So I believe he's technically considered a broken gold tip steel. So I was very curious to see what I would end up getting if I bred both of those two together. I don't plan on selling these babies. These are going to be strictly meat babies. But she is on week 2, I believe, of being pregnant. I checked this morning and I think I forgot what date I actually bred the two of them together, but they did a fantastic job. She lifted, he ended up falling off 3 times, and so fingers crossed that I got some babies in her. But one thing that scared the living daylights out of me with RE2 here is, like I said, we just got back from Curtis's sister's house, and so we were gone for, I don't know, 3 days. Three days. She ended up digging a burrow. I'm not entirely sure. I probably just missed it, but the wire flooring on the bottom over in that corner that the brick is on now, there was one link that ended up getting broken. So she ended up having enough room to be able to dig. So I don't know if you can see in the back there, I stepped down in that spot and my foot fell through. So she ended up digging out a foot and a good, I guess, foot down and made herself a little burrow. I don't know if she was doing that to get ready for her babies, but I ended up giving her a bunch of hay and I put a nest box in there for her. I know it's early for a nest box, but I figured if she's possibly doing some nesting, what's the word I'm looking for, behaviors, I'll just give her the nest box early. I'll keep watching it to make sure she doesn't use it as a litter box, but she definitely needed something to do instead of digging. I put the brick there temporarily because I need to fix that. My other rabbit over here ended up doing almost the same thing. This is Amber. This is RE2's foster mom, actually, because Pearl was a jerk and wasn't raising her babies correctly. But anywho, that cement brick there, that is covering a hole in the netting. It has been there for a couple weeks now, and she hasn't... Dang it, Forrest, you got me wet. Looks like he might have zoomies. Anyway, so yeah, you see that cement block got wet. So, but anyway, it's been there for a couple weeks now. She hasn't dug out since. She's also got a lot more going on, and I will explain what's going on with her after I go through the other rabbit tractors. But for now, RE2 has a brick, and hopefully she stops digging. I'll keep monitoring it though. Next to RE2, I have Ziggy. This is him right in there. He is my other purebred Rex rabbit. He's a blue rabbit, and he is an amazing rabbit. I have him out on the tractors though because he started getting some sore hocks. So I figured because Amber does really well on the ground when she has her sore hocks acting up, I figured that he might benefit from it as well. So he's out here in the tractor and enjoying life. Next to him is Jerry. So Jerry, I believe I've spoken about her before, but I got her and Pearl from the same person, and Jerry is supposed to be half New Zealand, half Flemish Giant, I believe, and she is very big. She's actually probably the biggest rabbit that I have currently, so that's why she's out in a tractor. But I also bred her with Snoot. So I tried breeding her with Snoot earlier, back in, good gosh, like over a month ago, and it didn't work. For some reason, she just didn't take. But I'm trying again, and hopefully things work out. She lifted, he fell off. We shall see what happens. But I'm hoping she gives me some babies. It'll be fun to see some other half-breeds and see what she ends up giving me. She's, I think, the same coloring as Tammy. So, very pretty rabbit, but very aggressive. She's very territorial, attacks anybody that comes to her cage or comes into her cage. She hasn't bitten me yet because I've been taking precautions, but she's a handful for sure. Her babies were probably going to be strictly meat rabbits. Same thing with RE2, just because I don't want to sell rabbits that might have anger issues. So she's just not going to continue staying around after this litter that I get. Or I don't know. We'll see what happens. She's still up in the air, but if she doesn't give me a litter this time around, she's probably not going to be around much longer. Now, next to Jerry, like you saw earlier, is Amber. She has been busy as of late, and I will show you why. This is what Amber has been up to. She has given me some babies. These are a product of her and Ziggy. So I am super happy about these babies because they are purebred Rex. They are pedigreed purebred Rex. I don't know if it's a full pedigree or not, but I'm super excited. She had 6. You see that there's 4. So one of them ended up dying when they were born. And then I had another one that was a white rabbit. I think it was a Charlie because it did have a stripe of spots going down its spine. And it was super cute, super adorable. But one day I came out to check on him and it had disappeared. It wasn't even a week old and it just disappeared. My only thought is there was something wrong with it. It ended up dying and Amber ate it. So that way the smell of a dead bunny did not attract any predators. So I now have these 4 left. They're stupid cute, and I absolutely am super excited to see them growing up. Well, that was all the updates. If I have any more, I forgot about them. It has been a while since I've given you guys an update video. I apologize. I've been super busy. I know, like I said in the beginning of the video, that it is now January 3rd, 2025. So we have gotten into the new year, and we've gone through the holiday seasons. So Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's. I do have to say, I've had so much going on. I had a lot of the fencing being built in the backyard. I had a lot of the back patio being built. There was too much going on. And so I apologize for not updating you all. But I do have to say that I'm trying, fingers crossed, to get some more videos out for you. If you are very curious to know of anything else that you would like me to video, if I don't know how to do it, we will try. If I do know how to do it, I will post a video on it. I know there are quite a few videos out there for different stuff concerning rabbits, chickens, and ducks, but I mean, I can throw my own 2 cents in there if you guys would like. I can give props to those who have given videos that I've watched, that I've learned from, and just go from there. But one thing that I do have to share, because I'm super excited about it, my boyfriend has upgraded to fiancé. So we have been engaged. He did it in Thanksgiving, and I'm just super excited about it, and I thought I'd share. So thanks for sticking with me, guys. Hope you, like I said, enjoyed your holidays, and I will see you again in the next video. Bye.